Hey everybody, welcome to the Pink Riot Comic Show. It's your girl Keisha, aka Hot Havoc, and I am here with my amazingly, brilliantly talented, awesome, fantastic co-host, Bree. How you doing, love?
What's up, y'all? I'm doing good. Glad to be here in the Riot lair with the fam. It's been one of those type of days where I was just like, is it 5 o'clock yet? Like, I'm done being an adult. I just want to talk about comics. So literally, it's been a day, but we made it to the other end of it, and I'm just glad to be here with y'all. So that's where we're at.
Yeah. We have made it to the end, and we've made it to the best part of the day, in my humble opinion.
Period.
Oh man. Yeah, today was cool. You know what? Today was actually, even though today was a lot, it was one of the better days I've had in like the last month.
We have the good days. We'll take the good days when we can get them.
We're going to take them when we get them. Because, yeah, I was so productive today and so tired and over it. Like,
no.
I did 10,000 steps and never left my house.
And never left your house is crazy.
Never left the house. Never left the house. 10,000 steps.
You've been doing some chores.
Yeah.
Or you got a trackpad or something that I don't know about.
No. It's because like after you've gone through your lows and the stats and you're kind of like coming up for air, and then you're like, oh, this doesn't look good. And so I've been like cleaning up and reorganizing and putting things together, and I'm like, oh, this is yikes. My bad.
It be like that, but you found the time and the energy and the space to do what you needed to do to like gain some ground. So, a win is a win.
A win is a win. Facts.
A win is a win.
Hey everybody, how are y'all doing? I saw that Jenna was on IG, but I know a lot of people move from IG to YouTube when the chat starts getting, get started.
Yeah, when it starts picking up, which is understandable. Yes. Okay, I was like, let me make sure my stuff, my stuff love to die. I'm like, okay, where's my cord?
Make sure it's plugged in. Is it plugged in?
Right, exactly that. Okay, 2 seconds because y'all not gonna catch me lacking today.
See, Bree's gonna go charge her laptop. Hey everybody, how are y'all doing? What are we reading this week? Let us know in the comments, because we have some things to talk about, the things we've been reading this week, because I finished the whole book. I finished a novella. And I've been reading comics, right? I'm so proud.
I finished the book too.
Which book?
It was a romance because I needed a palette cleanser, but it's called Only Lovers in the Building, and it was so cute.
Oh,
I don't know if you watched the show Only Murders in the Building.
No, but is it similar to that?
No, it's like I know that they were like riffing off the name. So like the instant recall, because I was like, I seen the title in the email and I was like, oh, that's cute. And I immediately have this positive association. And then when you read the description, it's like, oh, this is nothing like the show. But I still like that they use the name Loki. So I was like, I'll give it a chance. Also, like one time for Harlequin, because if you send me the book, I either want the physical arc or I want the advanced listener copy. If you send me both, I'm reading it. It's going to be read.
Oh.
It's like, that's how you get me.
They have resources.
Anybody listening, I'm guessing Keisha agrees, but that's my sweet spot.
Honestly, I think that should be an option for every publisher. I know they're not going to do it, but like, I would love that. I would prefer the advanced listening copy and then a physical to show off like as a reward for finishing
that part. Like I can do my cutesy little post without having to do too much. And listen to it when I'm not able to like sit with the physical book. So the way that I finished it like in a day, because I had that, I'm like, oh, we're gonna just, and the way that they've been doing that they literally will send you the email like, hey, do you want this book? And I'm gonna pick all the BIPOC ones that seem interesting. And then when they confirm that they're sending it to you, they're like, if you also like the e-copy or the advanced listener copy, here are the links. And I'm like, yep.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's how it should be.
Exactly. So this is it by Gonzalez. And look how cute and pink the cover is.
The way I have ARC sitting, and I'm like, dang, if y'all just sent me the audio so I could be outside, I got things to do.
Okay. Okay. Now what I will say is I've noticed that a lot of like imprints don't own the rights to the audio book. It's usually like with somebody else. So not everybody's able to do that. But I feel like if you have the connection to like partner with them, you're both going to be better off because more people will be doing these reviews and actually reading these books before the release time or whatever, if they have access to both. But yeah, that's my little aside. I was like hella proud of myself because I was like, who is she? She finished an arc in a day. Like, and started another one, period. And I read comics this week. So like, period.
Period.
Make it to my local comic shop in time. Well,
neither did I.
I wanted to go today, and then I had a lot of patient stuff come up where I wasn't able to like take my lunch at a time where that would have worked, and I wouldn't have ended up in traffic. So I was like, I was actually fairly bummed because I scheduled my call so I could be like, all right, cool, I'm gonna take my lunch a little early so I could make my way on over to Oakland and then get back in time. But it just did not work out that way. But
it's all good. We're adults. We have lives.
Yeah, other side of, like working in patient care, like I didn't get to do what I wanted to do, but I actually got to help somebody today. So my spirit is full.
Yes, I love that.
But yeah, so I don't have any new pulls to share. The only new things that I got were not comics, but I did get some cute pops.
Oh, show the pops because I haven't gotten any since.
Okay, I got Mel from Arcane.
Oh, that's
and
cute.
I love that they gave her this deep, luscious chocolate. You know what I'm saying? I hate this person that says chocolate, but if you literally look at her next to all of my other brown girl pops, she's the darkest out of all of them. And I'm like, make more of them this color. It's so rich.
Yes.
I guess beautiful. So this is one of those characters to me, she gives rich. She gives regal. So it makes sense. But I'm like, I feel like you could have put some respect on some of these other pops melanin low key. Cause like, but anyways, I'm not here to shade Funko. I'm here to talk about how beautiful she is.
The way I've been wanting to, I need to watch the show, but that's only because of the book. So that Ambassador Wolf book by C.L. Polk, I started it and I got like 15-20% in and I was like, I'm missing things. Like there's things going over my head. I need to watch the show first because the book is great so far, even without any prior knowledge. I was like, I need to watch the show.
You are going to love the show.
Really?
You're going to love the show. First of all, the world building, the gorgeous like art style of the show. This was I have been obsessed with this since the first season, and for the longest I've been like, yo, I want more shows in this style because it's so immersive. And I'm like, is this because it came from like a game also, or is this just its own thing? Because I haven't played the game, but the show is Arcane. I just showed my Mel pop, so we're talking about Arcane. You're going to love Arcane whenever you get to it, because I don't want to rush you, but whenever you do get to it, I know you're going to be like, Bree, yo, because it hits. Like, there's
I've
not
been
enough. It's everything that
watching.
I love in like a fantasy action type of show.
Okay, I'm gonna start watching because I've been watching a lot of things, especially like with our conversation last week when I forget what comic it was where I was like, it was LaGuardia. I was like, I hated it, but like, sure, read it for yourself. But no, it made me think, and I was like, dang, I need to like let me get into something that I heard mixed reviews about, and let me see it for myself. And I started watching Kindred,
Okay.
and
Oh, wait. Did you finish?
I haven't finished. I'm like halfway through it.
Okay.
Um,
What is your first impression?
Okay, so I see why people who are like for the book, I can see why they didn't like it, right? Or they had issues with it, right? But if you have absolutely no background knowledge of the book or the story, I I'm enjoying it. And I didn't think I would because I love the story, the actual story so much. I'm enjoying it so far. And I'm hesitant because I'm like, I still am like, why are they not the married couple from the story? I'm not trying to like give too much away for it, but like I'm enjoying it so far. Your face is saying a lot.
Because I didn't want, and I realized that I get excited and will interject, but I wanted to let you get your full thought out before I just jump because no, that Kindred was my first Butler book ever. So like, and that's one
Oh,
of my
wow.
most reread books. Like I've reread that book 3 times, so I've read it 4 times in total.
Mhm.
I love the book. The book is provocative. I have a new copy of the book because my first
Let's keep it
copy was
going.
thrown across the room. Okay. Because I don't want to give spoilers, but I feel like it's Kindred. So if you haven't read it yet,
Yeah. Okay, no. If it's story related, then like let people
okay,
read it.
it's
But like,
it's book related. But what I will say is I thoroughly loved the Kindred series. I can definitely attribute some of my love for it to the way that I was exposed to it. I was so adamant about like combating all of the Kindred haters people were hating on the show, that I was like, nah, I'm watching it as soon as it drops. Isis from Sister Sci-Fi, shout out to Sister Sci-Fi, hosted a watching party, and we had snacks and food and binged the whole thing in one sitting with some other like-minded blurty baddie bookish baddies, and it was such a peak experience. Love them down, but the experience was just top tier. Like, give me more of that. But
hey.
being able to like sit in a room with a bunch of other people who love Butler's work, have read Butler's work, and are like asking the same, like, wait, what? All those type of questions as you're watching it is peak experience. And I need to set more opportunities for people to experience things like that. But
That part.
to me, I don't want to mess up the rest of the series for you. So we'll have a longer chat once you finish. But
Yeah.
to me, people's gripes about the way that the show differs from the book, to me, were not an issue. Those gripes were unwarranted because to me, the things that they changed actually fixed some of the issues I had with characters' behaviors in the book.
I love how you're like, to me, just that just large ass disclaimer, like to me.
Because I
No,
have to
but
say
no,
that, because
I
people like to tussle about Miss Butler, so I
mhm.
get it.
No.
But
I love Octavia Butler. My first book from her was Xenogenesis. Like that
ooh,
series was my
what an
Dawn,
introduction.
which is why I was looking at you like, oh, Kindred that's a crazy start. I think like Kindred
Wait, okay, I'm gonna let you
Kindred
finish
is
your
a
thought. Yeah, put a
neo-slave
pin in that.
narrative horror. That is a wild place to start too. I do believe that fledgling is the wildest place to start period of her work is like that's the wildest. But
I wholeheartedly, with my full double D breasted chest, disagree.
where's the wildest place to start in her collection?
Xenogenesis.
No, it's not.
Actually, I take that back. What's the Clay's Arc series?
Oh yeah, the
Is
pattern
the wildest
series.
place to start.
No, I think if you
Because
start at Clay's Arc is wild.
yeah, to me that's the craziest place to start. But if I had to like rank the books by like least traumatic to most traumatic, Kindred is at the least traumatic.
Falsehoods
Listen,
and fabrications. Oh no. No.
This
No.
is coming
It
from, now
is
bear in mind, most people do not have the curated body horror lens that you have. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? In terms of what the average reader has been exposed to, you now hear me out. Let me cook, okay? Because
okay. I'll let you.
as someone who's not really into sci-fi or not really into horror or body horror or, you know, outside of the box things, there are some messed up things in Kindred, but most of it are things that people have been exposed to in one way or another, in one concept or another, that can wrap their mind around it. So to me, it's like getting into the more weird, the more traumatizing, the more like emotional damage of Octavia Butler. Kindred is like the easiest window. And to me, honestly, it's fledgling after that.
So I understand your point from a I guess if you're talking about connecting to like other
Thank you, Mark.
texts, right? Like other connection. If you want to talk about something that is similar to what else is out there and you're dipping your toes into Butler for the first time, Kindred and Fledgling aren't that far-fetched. So I get that.
Yeah.
But the context, the content that she talks about in those are hard, and the way she's talking about them are hard to process, like,
That's
emotionally.
true. It is
Fledgling,
true, but more people
yeah.
have practice or experience in that.
Yeah,
'Cause
no,
I
no,
would
no,
say,
I'll agree with that,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
those are easier to process.
'Cause we're just gonna be
Dawn,
100%
Adulthood
clear.
Rights,
Any
those
Octavia Butler book you pick up is going to be emotional damage.
facts.
But I would never recommend a non-reader to just pick up Xenogenesis. That person is not reading anymore.
See,
That is
I
a
would.
wild place to start. But you're not
No,
the
I
average
think
reader. You
yeah.
have, you know,
I like if you like sci-fi fantasy and you've read anything sci-fi in space, I think you can handle and just go like 10 toes deep into Xenogenesis. I think so.
I disagree.
But I
The reason why I
do
disagree is
understand
because
like starting with
Butler, we
Kindred.
talked about this during the Octavia Butler Stanathon, my book club read.
Mhm.
You were there. The book club,
Yeah.
for everybody who wasn't there, Be Too Weird did a readathon where we read all of Octavia Butler's works in the order that they were released. And it was very illuminating. And I'm so glad that I had community to read them with me, because I hadn't read Xenogenesis before we read it all together as a book club. And I'm glad I had people to help me like absorb it. But like, really, the alien bit is not the hard part to digest about that series. The hard part to digest about that series is reevaluating what it means to be human. And the way that Octavia Butler makes you grapple with that, and the way that so many from like the first chapter of my icks were activated. Octavia Butler is the queen of, I'm going to make you stare down the worst parts of humanity and decide where you fall on that scale.
So Fledgling didn't do that to you? Because
It
from
did,
my
but on another
experience,
level.
from my experience, like, one, I love, and I do have that bias where I love books that force me to change challenge the way I look at life. And
Yeah,
Xenogenesis does that wholeheartedly. You don't come out of that series the same person you went in, because she definitely
100%.
makes you
That's why it's my
challenge.
favorite
Yeah.
of her series. But I
Yeah.
still 100%. And
But
what's
no, like,
crazy is
I'm saying, like, the difference for me is I felt good about how I was being challenged in that book
I did not.
versus with Fledgling, had to put it down several times because what the fuck? Like, I
The
was
challenges for
so
me in
uncomfortable.
Kindred were being are challenges I'm familiar with. Being angry with white people and being angry with a system and being angry about somebody not having boundaries and being taken advantage of and literally getting bent over about it. Those are all concepts that I've had to grapple with just from watching the news. So while they're like, to me, that's like a tiptoe towards the wow, what
Okay.
does my humanity really mean if I put myself in this situation? You know what I mean? That's like a
Mhm.
different type of mind fuck compared to like just being mad because her husband was MIA when the worst things happened to her. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah,
so
once again, not negating it.
yeah, yeah.
I just
That's
find it
wild.
interesting that we look at these books, like, inversely. I
Yes.
think it's so. Speaking of
That's crazy.
ALT, I
I know,
definitely
right? I've
agree.
been
It was
neglecting the
the
chat. Yo, you
right?
can't bring up Butler and us stay on track. That's the problem.
Right.
Hey,
It was
Bama.
definitely the age thing that um threw me, and I had hard times dealing
And
with it.
fledgling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what this says about me as a person, but that piece of it, I guess my concept of vampires just normalized that. So as soon as you said vampire book, I was like, oh, that shit's gonna get weird and those lines are gonna get crossed. It didn't
Isn't
bother
that
me.
interest like,
I know.
I
I don't
it
know
is
what that
so
means, but
no, 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 because it's something I'm also interested in, like, the way taboo is used in, like, those monster
yeah.
romance books and stuff, and, like, because it's in all of them. It's in all.
Yeah, yeah. 100%.
But the way
100%.
they are comfortable blurring those lines is so interesting, but in a very uncomfortable way. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
very uncomfortable. The like root of the actual age and the consent
Mhm.
made it real easy for me to glaze over that piece. I was like looking at him sideways, but it didn't give me the ick to where I was like, I can't deal with the story because respectfully, the story wasn't his. You know what I'm saying? So I was
Yeah.
just like immediately endeared to her and her experience. And she
Mhm.
was with the shits and was older up here, and then it made it
Mhm.
okay later. I know that's messed up, but it just
No, no,
didn't
no,
hit me
it's
the same
not,
way.
because we know she did it on purpose, right?
Right,
Like,
right,
it's not like other authors where they do it just for a gimmick, or they do it just, to hypersexualize things. Like, she did it
right,
intentionally.
right.
And because it it kept being brought up, whether it was directly, indirectly, it just kept being brought up, and had it did not sit well with me. But I think because it didn't sit well with me, there were other themes that were brought up that just hit even 10 times harder. So,
Mhm.
like, yeah, yeah. It
So that makes a lot of sense because the way that I just was like, "Oh, vampire book, that makes sense," and just glazed over that piece, like it didn't hit me that way. So I
Mhm.
read the rest of that book through a completely different lens than what you did. So that makes sense.
Oh, not like, shout out once again, shout out to LT. It really did. Agency, power, who holds power, and disability. Like, those were the things I firmly believe, even though I love the Genesis series, and even though Fledgling affected me in such an uncomfortable way. It's one of her best written books. Like, if I can't imagine what could have come if we were able to get that sequel. Because
Bro.
like it was one I think it's one of the best books
Literally.
she ever wrote. It's wild.
Okay, this is gonna be a hot take, but you know, just take it, because that's what we do here at Pink Riot. You gotta riot sometimes. I desperately want the Peak Squad to come together and give us their version of what book 2 would look like. And when I say the Peak Squad, it's Auntie NK, Tanana Reevdu.
I trust her.
I would say another name, but we just kind of, she's been taking L's left and right, so I had to take her off the list, but she would have been up there too. Yeah, honestly, like, I'm obviously an NK stan, so that would have just been it for me, but I think that would be so fire for all of those people. Like, probably, I think Nalo would like have a crazy take on it too.
Yeah.
Joelle Gomez.
Yes.
Like, those, you know, those girls.
Yeah,
those
the heavy
girls.
hitters. Yeah.
That have some comps under their belt to be like, this is a novella compendium, and they've all done their own take on what the second book after Fledgling would have looked like. Tell me that would not go crazy, Keisha. Because all of them would pay respect to Butler and start off by saying, this is not going to come close to what she would have done. This is just my interpretation of what taking the story forward would look like. And I know that they would respect the source material. They would do their research about, you know, what tidbits of whatever she had written in all of her other stuff. You know what I'm saying? They would come at it from a author standpoint, a book lover standpoint, and an Octavia Butler honor her standpoint.
Yeah, I agree. Especially with NK. I think NK would get, I don't even want to say the closest to what she would write, but I think NK, I would give it to her first.
100%. Oh, clearly she was the first name that I mentioned too. Right, part of why I mentioned some of the others too is because they were actually cool with Octavia Butler.
Yeah.
You know? So I feel like you can't bring up this idea without mentioning their names. That would be like not it. But I'm so sorry to everybody in the chat. What up, Bama? Right? What up, LT?
We definitely talked for like 30 minutes. My bad, you guys.
LT said, who threw the book? I threw the book. Okay. I threw the book, and I feel like everyone who has read that book knows when I threw the book. And I literally didn't go pick it up and put it away. It stayed on the floor for like 3 days until I was ready to pick it back up. LT, to me, with the fingers pulling apart as well. Right? Yeah, because this, we needed to pull it apart carefully and approach it gently.
Like, I know how y'all like the
Fledgling is just wild, period. Yeah. Hey,
Angela, how are you, babe?
Yes. Okay.
But once again, Fledgling is, I think, one of her best written books ever.
Yeah, Xenogenesis is definitely my favorite, and it's crazy because I didn't think it was going to be. And then when I finished it, I was like, how could I deny this series?
That series turned my world upside down.
Absolutely.
Like, it's when I was like, oh, you're right. All of these are social constructs, and none of this shit means anything.
Yep.
So I have the free will to do whatever the hell I please.
Yes. The way grappling with all of that had me shook, and I was like, so glad that I had the weirdos to talk to about it, because think about how crazy you sound trying to tell a normie about this series that you're reading and why it's sticking with you. You know what I mean?
That was my experience, because I read it back in 2017, and I was by myself, and I was
Oh.
sitting like I took the books everywhere,
Yeah.
inhaled them,
Yeah.
and to like I think like that series was the first time not only did you have to grapple with all of that, you then had to like I don't know if you had this issue, but I had the issue of struggling to picture the imagery in the book.
No.
Like I think it was like one of the first times I read black sci-fi, black
Mm,
fantasy. It was like the
okay.
first time I had read it. So I was like, and to go from, watching it on TV and just like a handful of kid stories here and there to like this full blown, like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Well,
That's why you saying that that's a good introductory series is crazy, Keisha. That's a
nah,
lot.
I believe in trial by fire, baby.
See, this is where we disagree. Keisha wants you to have all of the emotional damage, and I'm like, I want to like
Yeah.
walk with me so that way we can get you to read all of the rest of her books too. You trying to scar
Oh.
somebody for life and have them not come back.
Trying to create
Crazy.
radicals in this bitch.
Oh my
I'm gonna push you off
gosh.
the edge.
LT said, my first Butler book was Parable of the Sower. It knocked me down like all the way down. That's not a great start either.
Like, I read Parable of the Sower. The shutdown happened in March like 16th, 2020. The way I read it in April during shutdown. Oh my God.
I read it during shutdown also, but it was after, like I said, we were that was our second Sanathon. Was it still? It was still technically, but not really. But if you were reading it at the peak, oh my gosh. Also,
the way
all
I
of the
didn't leave
people,
my
like, no
house for
shade,
like
because I'm glad that people got there however they got there. But all of the people who read the series as the date came up, the think pieces and the tomfoolery that I seen on Beyonce's internet
really
irked my soul. Do you hear me?
please send them my way. I would love to
Absolutely not.
see.
I'm not
Yes.
going back and looking for that. I remember being like, oh, I'm gonna unfollow you. Okay, cool. Yeah, not following you
Really?
anymore either. Yeah, like good
Oh
and dumb.
man.
Good and
Oh,
dumb. Like, I'm like,
I am
that's not a hot
so
take. You need therapy. Okay. That's where I was at with that. Yeah, that bad.
okay.
Like,
After you gotta tell me because
people try to be like,
I'm very
people trying
interested.
to be like so deep and wonderful. And like, if your audience is people who don't read
Achira.
regularly and you're like putting them on to Octavia Butler and you're only reading this because of the date and you have no other context for any of the rest of this and you're reading it at surface level and making jokes, you missed it. You missed
Jokes.
the whole thing.
No.
You either missed the whole
Yeah.
thing or you didn't read it for real.
Oh, not
That's the
jokes.
only thing that's the only thing that makes sense. You're
There is
either
nothing about an Octavia Butler book that made me crack a joke other
like
than
ever,
Dorado.
ever. The only acceptable joke about that situation was like, wait, this is speculative because this feels like what's happening right now. And we all say that joke to laugh to keep from crying. To me, that's the only acceptable parable joke that we got.
I think the one thing about, because while I didn't see any of those think pieces, what I did find frustrating through all of it was the number of people that called Butler a prophet.
Yeah.
And it felt like it was, bordering on that Book of Mormon, we're gonna, use and we're gonna end up, uh sanctifying this person or whatever. No, it's like, no, it's not that. It's just,
if you
she just did a lot of research.
Exactly. So yeah, I get where you're saying, like, don't make it like a woo-woo thing when it's like if you open your eyes and look at the signs of what's happening and you just like fast track it.
Yes.
Years,
We can't just sit here and act like, she
we
just
haven't
like
been told these
sat here
things.
and had a conversation with God and then like wrote all of this down and this is the book that we should all be like, no, it's she did her research.
Yeah.
And this is what she came up with. And she came up with that decades ago. And we are still having the same conversation. Let's be fucking
Literally.
for real.
That's why when we finished our stand-a-thon, we collaborated with Inspire the Tribe to make bookmarks. And our Octavia Butler bookmark says, Butler be knowing. Because it's like, you know, if you do the work and you pay attention, she's been saying this. It's not, and that was the most impactful thing about reading the series when I did, because it's like, wow, like someone takes the time to pay attention and to remark on this, and nothing has been done to prevent it from getting to this point. And we're literally like 2 snaps away from it being a reality. And like not even in a long space of time. So that, yeah,
Not
just
even.
crazy. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to catch up on the chat.
Snap. Oh my goodness. Ajira. Okay, so Ajira's over on, first of all, hey Ty, how you doing? Over on Instagram. We have Ajira, Ty, and a couple people. Oh, Stranger Comics. They commented. You guys are top tier. Awesome. But Ajira said, Parable, that's an enemies to lovers, one bed only, forks proximity. Ajira! Dystopian romance, right?
Ajira,
timeout.
Ajira and Rachel, shout out to Rachel because I know they're in here too. They just said hi. Ajira and Rachel do this thing where they like to pick fun, specifically at me, for the shock and awe of it, because now you know good and goddamn well that is not
Please don't ever don't
just ever.
You know
Yeah,
what? If you can describe a couple other books that way, or you know, for a post, I would love to see that. But like, let people know. Please don't read it thinking that it's gonna be that.
You can't
even though
tell
it's kind
Ajira
of
that
accurate.
because she's not going to let them know. And then
Kinda
watch
accurate.
her mess around and go viral with that post, and however many people not have the context to know that she's being funny.
That's that guy who he describes like the most traumatic parts of a like description of a movie, of a Disney movie, and you'll think it's one thing and it's something completely different, and it's just so shocking. And it's like, I would love to see that though.
Y'all got the right one saying something like that to Keisha.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, wait, LT said, I'm wondering what her Parable of the Trickster would look like. Yeah, the way that it was like maybe 8 months after I finished reading Talents, and someone told me, you know, there was supposed to be a 3rd book. And my mind just went, what? Because what?
In the way you can't even like, you can't really go, oh, well, I know what it's going to be about. Because you know how some series, you could be like, okay, I know about a 3rd book, this, that, and the 3rd is going to happen. You can't tell. Because it doesn't even feel like it should be a trilogy or anything like that.
Yeah, and then it's also like, which direction was she going to go? Like, I feel like given that it's Butler, the likelihood of it being an even remotely happy ending doesn't even make any sense. But it's also like, I don't see her writing something that would just be like, yes, sorry, sucks to be us, there's no hope. You know what I'm saying? That seemed like,
no. She does a very good job, a brilliant job,
that razor sharp
right? Because Talents pushed, you know, just had like it danced that fine dance on that line. And that required skill. Absolutely. Octavia Estelle Butler was a level 5 mutant. Absolutely.
100%
That woman was
LC.
highly intelligent and yeah.
Rachel agrees with me. They said, wait, intro to Butler via Xenogenesis? Question mark, because that is crazy. That's a crazy introduction to Butler.
The way I say this because I lie to you not, when I first learned about her and Nala, I was in a library. Shout out to the Newark Public Library in Delaware, because that's how I learned about Butler. I was walking down the aisle, and I saw the very first book with a Black woman on it was Kindred. And I flipped to the blurb, and I was like, oh, this is a neo-slave narrative. I cannot do that right now. Pushed it back. And then I went to, oh, Black lady, space and aliens. Cool. That's why. That's why. Only because, like, so many people have issues with neo-slave narratives. It doesn't matter
It's a
if it's
hard
like
no for a lot of people, like, I don't need to read
yeah.
that. But
Right.
what
I
I will
wasn't in the
say,
space to
though,
do it.
what's crazy, and I'm glad that you, like, came across it in your library and it wasn't something as egregious as my introduction, because the way that alright, when I first decided, okay, I'm going to be intentional, and for a whole year, I'm only reading books by Black authors. That was
Period.
my goal, because I was like, I need to read. I got book fished, okay? And this is a lesson for all of the Riot fam, so that hopefully you don't have to have this experience the way that I did. I feel like most of y'all have already gone past this, but just in case we got some new people in the building. I was searching for Black or African science fiction and fantasy books. When you're searching on Beyonce's internet, you have to be very, very careful. Because I got a list of African fantasy, and you know who was at the top of that list, ranked the highest? The Daevabad trilogy. And the way that I just trusted this list and picked it up and read the first book and inhaled it and loved it, and then I flipped to the back and I'm like, who is this white woman? I was book fished and name fished, because but that's not her background. Now, by then I'm like, forget it. I'm already obsessed with this series, and book 2 is about to come out. So I was going to finish that series. It's very peak, guys. It's one of my top favorite series, so don't sleep on it. But I was so pissed by that. I was like, you know what? I have to be intentional, and I can't trust these lists, and I have to check. And so every time I would go book shopping, also it's funny to see how my book shopping has changed, because I don't think I'm going to go to Barnes & Noble and browse and find something. That's not a real thing for me
Absolutely not.
anymore.
That's not at all.
That time in my
Not
life
at
is
all.
gone and past.
The way
The
you
thrill
have
is
lists
lost in
now.
it. But yeah, I would always ask, like, the booksellers, like, oh, do you have any recommendations for science fiction and fantasy written by Black women? And let me tell you, at that time, their recommendations were always Children of Blood and Bone, okay, Binti, Octavia Butler, and N.K. Jemisin, if you got somebody who actually reads. That was all I would get everywhere I went at the time. And the fact that that's like such a range of reading experience that low-key don't make a lot of sense next to each other on the shelf. And I was just glad that somebody wasn't about to cover fish me again, so I bought them together. I'm so glad that I did not just jump in feet first to what the good people at Barnes & Noble kept recommending me, because my whole reading experience would have been all the way messed up. All the way messed up.
I just want to say some I want to clarify something that I said earlier. So when I was talking about how I don't want to read, or I didn't at the time, I didn't want to read a neo-slave narrative. That doesn't necessarily mean that I don't want people to read it at all.
Right.
I understand that people get to it at their own times. And in 2017, me being back in college and I was dealing with my own things that I needed to work out, I wasn't ready for it. But I do believe, and this is my hot take, I do believe people need to read neo-slave narratives, whether it's speculative fiction, general fiction, women's fiction, what have you. I think people should read neo-slave narratives and understand that there's a difference between that and the slave narratives that we typically hear about, or that we know about. they're different in both form and function. So please, that can be a whole other show that I have no problem talking about, but just know that there is a difference.
Put her professor hat on for y'all.
Because it's one of my favorite things to talk about. And I know that it took me a while to get to this point, so I'm not gonna rush nobody, but like give neo-slave narratives, especially in speculative fiction, a chance, much like Beloved is one by Toni Morrison. This one that we're talking about, Kindred by Octavia Butler. There are so many more out there. Just give it a chance. Okay.
I think Keisha was speaking more to her like mental capacity to consume a story like that at the time, not just in general reading it.
Just wanted to,
because you definitely have to be in a good place. You know what I mean?
I think
otherwise it'll
emotionally, like emotionally is gonna hit you because you're having to rectify with our past, right? And that, but also like that's really it. And understanding that with a lot of those stories, they don't sugarcoat a lot of things. So like you're gonna have to know a lot of history. You're gonna have to like learn a lot of things. You're gonna have to, it's a lot.
To clarify, you don't have to. It will just make a tremendous difference in the way you consume that book at the time. Because I think that's a big part of it too, why a lot of people shut down, because they're like, I know this surface level piece, and what you're not about to do is just piss me off. You know what I mean? Like, without the additional context of this isn't the only narrative, this is just the one that's being told for this story, it will hit you totally different. So I love that we're talking about this now, because I love the idea of like setting people up for success if they want to, dip their toe in different authors or genres or perspectives. So yeah, we'll definitely have to touch base on that, because hold on. Bama says, I never read Octavia Butler. So I love that this is your introduction, because now you have a lot of like food for thought. You can make an informed decision about how you approach it based on what you've read before or what matters more to you, because clearly me and Keisha are on opposite ends of the spectrum about how you should start.
So hear me out. Bam, I think you should start with the short stories. I think her short stories are great too. But like because based off of everything else he also says in here in the chat, I'm not trying to be like, man, I don't like none of this. No, just get a taste. Because I'm also a big believer if you're not entirely sure about an author, see if they have a different medium that they worked in, see if, different format.
Yeah, like while we're playing, since clearly, where John Jennings stands around these parts, why don't you go and pick up the Kindred graphic novel adaptation?
Yeah.
I think that's an excellent place
to start. No, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I heard it. I heard it. Never mind.
LT said, all this Butler talk, this is the best episode ever. We love you, LT, period.
And that's crazy, because this wasn't even what we said we were going to talk about.
Right. We just went, I didn't even finish showing y'all my pops. We just went all the way into it. LT said, how can I buy these bookmarks? Period. Okay, if you go to my IG, the Breeze Bookish IG, in my link tree, there's a link to the Be Too Weird Inspire the Tribe bookmark collab. There's an Octavia Butler one that says Butler Be Knowin'. There's an N.K. Jemisin one, and it has the opening quote from the 5th season, because that's my favorite book and my favorite book quote. And then there's some that are like just themed with the book club emblem. So yeah, they're a vibe. Please go check them out. They were supposed to be like limited for our Weirdiversary. Also, shout out to the Be Too Weird fam, because we're turning 5 years old tomorrow. Period.
Yeah.
But
all right, I'm off.
a limited collab just for the Weirdiversary, but they did so well, she just decided to keep them up in her shop. So they're still there. Please go cop them because we definitely want to collab with her again. So that would be amazing. Let's see. Rachel said it just has something extra on top of the romance, and y'all are childish, and I'm not messing with y'all.
I love that. No, for real. I need to see a post with just because I don't think that that's a skill of mine. I'm going to tell you exactly what's in the book, but like, I want. Damn, do I want to traumatize people a little bit, just slightly?
You do. We've already established that. I don't know why you're playing like that's not what it is. I love you, but that's exactly what it is. Bama said, I want to read more stories that don't involve slavery or struggles. And that's fair. Focus on your rebellion via your joy. And I love that for you because
as long as we don't like, talk down to those, stories. Like I'm good. Read however you need to, as long as because there are too many people out in these streets that'll be like, man, we can't always got something to say about it. And it's
right. Like just because it's not right for you right now doesn't mean you should down it for other people, because other people aren't, and not everybody's in the same place.
You're not in your burn it all down time. Yeah. And that's okay. Like,
you gotta, but you do have to like pour into yourself and fill yourself up before you can get to a place where it's healthy to have that burn it down mentality. Otherwise you might tear yourself up. So
that part.
Be safe out there, guys. Take good care of yourselves. Bama said there are exceptions to the rules like Sinners and Lovecraft Country. And the way that we have to do a whole thing about Lovecraft Country, because
the way I will never read that book.
No, not the series, love.
Okay. So, okay, the series I'm fine, but like the book I will never touch.
Yes, this is understandable. The show series you are going to love when you do watch it. Each episode is styled after a different type of Black-centric horror. And because you're so well read, I feel like you're going to grab all of that. That series has everything, and I'm so mad that it didn't get renewed for a second season, because they were ready to stir some shit up with that second season. But we're not going to go there right now. Bama just listing all the stuff that he's not reading, and I love that. Okay. Rachel says, yes, her short stories are excellent. Can agree. Yes, Ajira came to join the YouTube chat party. Okay. And Ajira agrees with Bama. I want joy and contentment and basic, simple, everyday-ish. And I love that for you. Sometimes you just got to embrace the joy and the fluff. Pour into your cup. Bama said, and watch 100% agree. 100% agree. Watchmen was fire.
I didn't watch the whole thing in that while. I watched like the first few episodes and was like, oh, this shit about to have me in my feelings.
Yes, it is so good.
No, it is. I will not say it was fantastic. Like what I watched was absolutely amazing. I also knew I couldn't handle it at the time. No one can tell me
a bad thing about Regina King.
Yo, okay, this is gonna sound, judge if you wish. I just watched The Harder They Fall for the first time a few weeks ago.
Look, mind your mouth and mind your manners, because I won't hear a bad thing about that very mid-quality movie that I enjoyed too much. Okay,
I loved it. What are you talking about?
Okay, I've heard a lot of
judgment. I love Western movies.
I don't love Westerns. That's why it's even more impressive that I love that movie.
I loved it. I love Western movies. I love bad Western movies. I don't know why, or just like things where it's like there's something about a Western movie where I tolerate a lot. And The Harder They Fall was good. It hit for me.
Oh my gosh. Ajira said, yo, Regina King. Phew. I mean, Watchmen. 100% agree with all of that. Yeah. Hey, Carrie. We love a lurker.
What's up?
Thanks for coming through.
Right?
Rachel said, so good. LT said, man, I watched the first episode of Underground and I was like, nah, I'm out. LOL. You know, Black people. That's all I'm going to say about that on that. I feel like your reaction to Underground, which I didn't think was terrible. It wasn't my favorite, but I think your reaction to Underground was my reaction to that Cynthia Erivo, Harriet Tubman movie.
Haven't seen either one.
Okay, I'm going to change the subject. The other pop that I got.
Period. Okay.
The other pop that I got is Storm.
Oh, pretty. I like that one.
It's the X-Men 97 Storm. So she's got like the little comic book like lines and things and the lightning coming out of her eyes with the ill faux hawk situation. And it's just everything. This does not come out till October, but somebody at Barnes & Noble really just said fuck it and put out a lot of pops that weren't supposed to be out
Barnes
yet.
& Noble.
This one wasn't supposed to be out yet either.
Barnes & Noble has been doing that a lot. Like the few times I went in.
Oh, wait, what'd you say?
No, the few times I went into Barnes & Nobles, I was like, I know this book doesn't come out for another 2 weeks. What is it doing on the shelf?
The way that they do not give a shit unless
they don't.
It's one of those books where they put the like embargo on the release date. They don't give a shit. They're like, oh, it doesn't have that sticker on it. We're putting all this shit out so we don't have to look at it till later.
And that's messed up because it messes with numbers.
100%. It does. It does. But actually, I've heard conflicting information about that from authors because ultimately what it seems like is it still goes towards that first week sales anyway. But then you hear some, I remember there being like a big uproar on Bookstub about people being like, oh, that's taking away from their numbers. But then we had author chats with authors who were like, yeah, no, that's not the case. It would still count towards that. So I don't know if, I think I remember somebody saying something like it doesn't count towards the first week, but it does count towards the first month or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
But either way.
Dana is saying some have strict sale dates. Some releases are based on vibes. I mean,
yeah, the strict on sale dates, they literally slap a sticker on it and say like, oh, we can't put this out yet. But if it doesn't have that, then they just put all that stuff out. And guess whose books and stuff don't typically have that because they're not
Black and brown books.
To do it 100%.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's 100%. I saw that with whose book was it? Andrea Hairston's books, like one of her more recent books I saw. I was like, I know this book is not supposed to be on sale right now. This is crazy.
Yes, I love Mohawk Storm too. The way that I'm so obsessed with this other Storm figure that's like another X-Men 97 one. It's like was way outside of my budget when it came out and it sold out really fast. And now they're like doing pre-orders for it again. But I just couldn't bring myself to spend more than $100 on a figure. But it still hurts my heart that I don't have it.
On a figure or on a Funko?
On a figure. It's not a Funko.
Okay. That's easier to process because I was like, I've spent money on a Funko that, I'm a little bit embarrassed for. But like
$100 on a Funko is crazy.
Yeah, that's obscene.
Yeah, but no, it's not a Funko. It's like an 8 to 11 ratio figure like this. It's pretty substantial, but it's so smexy, and I'm so sad that it's not in my collection. But I just can't bring myself to spend that much money on a figure. I just can't. I always go like, dang, how many books is that? Like, I just can't do it. But fair. So I was so stoked to find those. Also, there was what's her face from the animated Star Trek series? the black captain, the black woman captain. I'm blanking on her name
Oh,
right now.
Star Trek, the Lower Decks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like her.
They have a pop of her. It's also not supposed to come out till October, but they had her pop in Barnes and Noble too. But you'll be very proud to know, Keisha, I was like, I can't spend any of my actual money. That was like one of the last Mohicans of my birthday gift cards. And I was like, I don't have enough money to get all 3 of them with just my gift card. And I left it there and I cried in the car, but it's okay.
Oh no.
I didn't actually cry. I'm being dramatic, but I did
Okay.
really want it and I left it behind. Because I'm trying to be better with my spending, guys.
Yo,
Gotta start somewhere.
the way my birthday's coming up in a few weeks and I am not getting anything. I'm trying so hard. Yeah, I want to be better about my spending. I don't. So I'm not gonna.
The way that does not apply to birthdays, I don't understand. I don't understand.
No, I'm
Oh
trying
my
to be
gosh.
I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to be really, really good. So I'm not gonna the goal is not to spend. I might get one book. I'm not gonna do anything else though. I'm not gonna go off like I usually do.
The way that you're definitely getting stuff for your birthday, because I'm saying this on Beyonce's internet to shame myself because I've already been shamed by my son. I was preparing my boxes. Yes, it's deep. Then this lets you know that he has love for Miss Keisha, because
Oh, hey,
I was
Chris.
preparing my labels because I had already put separated boxes and put everything so I could finally take my butt to the post office, and was loading stuff up in the car. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna fill out these labels so that I can just slap everything up there and use their tape when I get up there, because I'm not buying extra tape. And Christopher was like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I'm packing up Miss Keisha's package. He was like, her birthday present? I was like, yeah. He was like, isn't her birthday coming up again? And I was like,
Go ahead, Chris.
so I have been shamed like old girl off of Game of Thrones with the bell and everything. Shame. So you will be getting quite a lot of things for your birthday, because I have to get them there before your birthday. Otherwise, I will never live that down. Jana says,
yo, facts. Okay, when you
I
get to
worked at Barnes and
Carrie's.
Noble in college, and they said SOS on the box, strict on sale, period. Jana also says HP7 was surrounded by barbed wire and motion activated heat lasers. You know, I believe that, because they pulled out all the stops for that release. And this was before she revealed what a trash panda she is. I was one of those people at that midnight pick up my pre-order party. Okay.
You know, I only did that for I'm Number 4. I don't know if anybody ever read
Really? I didn't even
that
read that series.
Okay, so I started out with the Hunger Games series, and this is before I got into before I got on my path for like black sci-fi fantasy.
Yeah. We all
And
were
I
there.
was
We were
yeah.
there.
But like I'm happy to say like Hunger Games is where I started, and I loved every single book. And Malik was like inhaling I'm Number 4. And we were like, all right, we're gonna switch books
Oh,
and
you
see
guys, a
whose is
couple that
better.
reads together. Period.
I got him reading bell hooks now. Like what?
Yes.
But like we switched books and we were like, oh, I like yours. So
That's so cute.
so
like
we ended
yours.
up like inhaling both series together. And then we did the midnight release for I Am Number 4 for all those books.
Father,
Please.
I've seen what you've done for others. I want one of those.
It's my baby.
Period. Look at her getting all giggly and stuff. She love her some him. They so cute. Black love.
Yo, you see Carrie's. Well, publishers
Oh,
don't do major PR stuff for PLC
unless you're a big
writers.
name, even then, tell me how a quack like James Patterson always gets the push. Big
Have
facts.
you
There was like all of
seen?
this around the Oathbound release, because to me that had the same energy as any other mega series, and the way that they didn't even have like a display table for our girl, I was like, why am I having to walk to the back? And this just came out today.
This one I can't stand either of those men. But Patterson, yo, if he doesn't have a hater, I'm 6 feet under, because I hate that man with everything in me. The way he comes out his face, the things he's said, how white men have it hard, and the fact that Carrie said it in the comments, he has ghostwriters, and it took me forever to learn that, and he's like not shy about it. He
Wow.
writes outlines, and then he has other people write the book. And so like if you look at the title, the covers of his books, right? It'll say his name, but there are like 2 to 3 other authors. Like there are 1 to 2 other authors on the cover. So if you look at the cover and say his name big as hell, and then there'll be another name under it. I know that there was a book with him, and then it was one of the Clintons, and then there's a third author on it. He does this constantly. And he currently, and like this happened recently in the last few weeks. Once again, I'm a hater. I'm a hate to my fullest. I'm gonna learn everything about it. I know this is a one-sided beef, but whatever, right?
Okay.
He is trying to get people, I think, on an imprint or something like that. Like he's trying to do something where he's trying to give authors $50,000 so that they can finish their book. And I was like, this is a gotcha moment. He's gonna pull a Drake on you. You're gonna be in the OVO studio basement, just like whipping up stuff for him. Just please don't. Please don't. I beg of you. I can't. Not him. Sorry. It's one of my one-sided beefs.
You know what? And I support you in that. Carrie says, yes, good to know if I'm gone, someone will be there to hate on Patterson.
Gaps. We are in this together.
Period. Oh my gosh, that is too funny.
All in this together. Like,
yeah.
we got this.
Oh my God. Wait, okay. Y'all, the way that this show has entirely gone off the rails and we have not talked about anything that we've read.
Anything. Haven't talked about anything we read. Haven't talked about anything we said we were going to talk about.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Let's talk about what we've read and whether or not it is Pink Riot approved. So, how many? I've only read one. I've read one that I'm enjoying. I'm still reading it though.
The way that I read 3 of the stories that I said I was going to read, and every single one of them is a banger.
Period. Okay.
I'm here for it. I'm excited.
I'll start with mine because it's shorter. Okay. And okay, yeah, I'll start with mine.
Oh no, how do I?
Oh, see, yeah. Okay, hold on. Okay, try it again.
We're both trying to do. Wait. Why is it doing that?
Okay, hold on. Let me do this.
Okay.
So don't touch anything. I got you.
Same time.
Okay.
There we go. All right.
Yeah.
Period.
Okay. So, well, first, I said I'd talk about the one comic I did get because I did not leave my house, but I got Pepper Piper Volume 2 of Monster Hunter. I enjoyed this one. The first volume, it introduces you to the lore of Pepper Piper, and I love anything that has like fairy tales and like just like this cool little reimagining of it. And so that happens with this. The main character, Pepper Piper, she is funky, she's spicy. I love her. I'm really interested in this. They actually sent me a copy to review, but I didn't get it in the mail, so I was like, I'm getting it anyway. So this is my copy that I bought.
That I bought with my money.
I bought my money. So yeah, very excited to read this one.
Period.
A comic. So as you guys know, I've been trying to limit my list, you know, cut down my pull list. I have my full list here. And I've just been crossing things out. I haven't taken it to my comic book shop yet because I keep crossing things out. I was like, nah, I need to, you know, let me keep going through this list. And another one that got culled from the list, I'm gonna wait for the trade paperback, is
Cold
the
is crazy.
it's such a beautifully violent term.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It just hits different. So like The Unchosen. I like the premise of this. I really like the premise of it. But I think I'm just gonna wait for the trade paperback of it.
That's fair.
You know, yeah,
I
I'm only gonna
enjoyed
wait
it.
for the
That's
trade
on my list
paperback.
of things that I
Yeah.
read too.
Yeah, yeah. Like I liked it. I'm not saying I didn't like it. It's just I want the trade paperback, you know, for
That's
me to
fair.
get the full story. What I'm currently reading, and it was really cool. You know how like you'll meet like an artist or a writer or something and you don't really know anything about their stuff, but then
Yeah.
you go and read and then you go, "Oh, this is your work. I actually like this. This is
That happens all the time, so no shame.
right." So
Yeah.
like during San Diego Comic-Con, we met Dorado quick at the Ignition Press thing. Like shout once again, one of the greatest experiences of San Diego.
Yeah.
And I didn't read any of his stuff. I didn't know any, or like I kind of knew about Power, DC Power, but it really wasn't clicking for me. So I, in my thing of saying, well, I'm going to read what I have at home. I was like, let me read the Steelworks, because while I don't read the top three, I like reading in the universes of them.
Yeah.
And this one I picked up because written by a Black man, the guy who is the voice of Steel in the TV show, Michael Dorn. But if you read this, the first two issues of this is written by Dorado Quick because they also put two issues from Action Comics.
Period.
And when I tell you those two issues had me excited for the rest of this story, shout out to Dorado. I like his writing style. I like the way he creates and builds his story. In that we also like get Mr. Terrific, who is in these two issues. I was like, oh snap, let me find out. I gotta go get Action Comics real quick, read a few issues, da 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 da. So yeah, I'm enjoying this one. It is about, in this comic we have Steel, who has recently passed the mantle on to his niece, and they're
Yeah.
working together, and he is like in this very long engagement to his fiance. He's trying to deal with that. He is also trying to create this super conscious company that is building this security dome for Metropolis, I believe. Yeah. And he is trying to tell people, hey, we can't rely on super powered people. We have to, as humans, as people of the earth, of the city, we have to learn how to protect our city on our own. So he has this amazing company that he is trying to like, you know, do all this stuff with. So I'm in the beginning, and yeah, I'm enjoying this. So wait, hold on. Carrie is saying Michael Dorn, love him. Yeah, yeah. Michael Dorn is Worf, one of my favorite characters in Star Trek. I've only watched the movies.
That's fair. Yeah, there's a lot of Star Trek, so it's kind of like if you missed the wave, I get it.
Yeah. And Michael Dorn didn't just write Steel, he wrote Steelworks. So it's a story arc of like 6 issues in here. So yeah.
The way that I
Shout out
did
to
not
Michael.
read that, but I definitely copped those variants that featured his niece because they went crazy.
Yo,
And I remember being like,
Natasha
why
Irons.
do only Black people in this universe have to be made of metal? Make it make sense. But all right.
No. I like it's so Steel's actual name is John Henry Irons, and it's a play on that. He has the hammer and all of that. I found
Yeah.
that really interesting. And the fact that he got saved, like his whole backstory is the fact that he got saved by Superman, and he's an engineer. And so while he doesn't have any superpowers, he used his brain, he used his mind to like create this armor and all that stuff. And so he passed that mantle on to his niece, Natasha Irons, who is like a badass. And she like works with Superboy, Superman. Yeah, one of those. It's really cool. But like that's the only reason why they're like that is because, he's an engineer and he's really good with
See, this
steel.
is why we have these conversations, because that makes me go, okay, I like this idea a lot better than what I
Yeah.
was looking up about it. So, but yeah, I definitely was like in peak variant vixen fashion, like, oh, I'm gonna need that, even though I don't know nothing
The
about these
variants
characters.
in this are
They went
amazing. You're
crazy.
absolutely right. Absolutely right, because I have a
Yeah.
few of them too.
Yes.
But yeah, this is what I'm loving so far. We'll see. I haven't gotten to the end yet.
Yee.
And that is all I got for this week. Oh, I did finish. This is not a comic, but I finished But Not Too Bold. I
Yes.
enjoyed it. It was very,
Yes.
very cute.
Right?
It was very cute.
I wasn't expecting the ending to be like, oh, I feel good about this. I just knew
Yeah.
everybody was about to, you know what I mean? But
She's like,
it
I'm
was
about to
giving like,
tear this spider
yes, I was like, wait,
up.
what is happening? Because I don't mess with spiders. So the fact that I was endeared to this character was like, oh, you put your foot in that, Hache.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very, very cute.
I'm glad you liked it. Period.
So yeah, so far Steelworks, enjoying very much. Everything else, yeah.
Oh, well,
All right.
you can't win them all. So Steelworks has the pink Riot stamp of approval.
Not yet. I haven't finished it yet. I'm never gonna put an approval stamp of approval on anything I haven't read yet. Finished.
Period.
All right.
Okay, that's
So
fair.
I'm gonna switch us so that you can do yours.
Period.
Look at that. Meow.
You're really good at that, girl.
Yeah.
I'll be messing it up. So yeah, I read. Remember we like named all of the stuff we were excited to get into. I was like,
yes.
I heard your voice in the back of my mind. Make the time. Buy the comics, read the comics. I was like, you know what, girl?
Yes.
You're right. I made my little nighttime cocoa and pulled up the bag. It was great. It was great. Okay, so I had a moment. This is way too much. I need a moment. Anyways, so all right. So one of the things that I read and enjoyed was The Unchosen. I hear what you're saying, like I don't have to collect the single issues of this, so you'll wait for the trade. But the premise of the story is really interesting, and I love the art style on the inside. It doesn't necessarily match this cover per se, but the art is cool, and I like the way the panels seem like they're constantly like moving into each other. To me, that's a sign of a good comic. If like the flow feels natural and I don't have to think about it. I just turn my brain off and I'm able to immerse myself in the story and in the art style. So it's winning in that respect. For those who are unfamiliar with The Unchosen, I'm not gonna get I read issue 2, but I'm not gonna give too much about the spoilers. I'm just going to give you the essence so that you can pick it up, because this is still an ongoing series. So basically you have this character. We open up to a situation where there's clearly been like an explosion, and she's at the epicenter of what has happened. She has no memory about the explosion or what happened. She just knows that she was with her mother, and her mother is gone now. And there is two people coming to her like saying they have to keep her safe, and then there's this other group of people who are saying similar things, and she doesn't remember anybody and has no idea like who she should trust. And she like she sees like people dressed in like army attire or whatever, thinking like that's the safe bet, that's who I'm going to go to. But these people have like comms that show her pictures, and they're like, oh, that was easy, like they were looking for her to like track her down. So the first set of people that she encountered protect her from those people, and then when this other group shows up, they're like fighting those people off to keep her safe too. And then one of them opens this giant magic looking portal and takes her off to safety. So she's still trying to figure out where her mom is at. She's like, I don't care what's going on. I don't really know y'all. I'm trying to find my mom. These people are claiming to be friends with her mom, and to know her from like before or whatever. So she kind of trusts them, and they take her to this magic school. And in this world, the magic system is based around language. So like there's a certain word that they use that generates power, and different people who are born with the skill set to utilize said magic word can do different things with it. And at the school, they use like an engineered version of the language to teach the students how to use the magic of the actual word. So I love the magic system off rip, because it's like pulling from a lot of different other, source material, but it still feels fresh, which I love. And the main character is very like fiercely family oriented, because she doesn't care about anything except finding her mom. But she also is like a younger person who's consistently using the F word. And the way that they literally just like, it looks like someone just scratched it out in all of the word bubbles is hilarious to me. I don't understand why more books don't do it that way, because it's hilarious. It's like someone was like
we can still see it. Like if you look closely, you can still see
hilarious. So yeah, I am very intrigued by this series so far. It seems like a hodgepodge of like representation in it. And I definitely will be doing a like first 3 then see to see if my mind gets changed. But as of right now, I'm very intrigued, thoroughly enjoying it. Art style goes crazy, magic system is cool, and our main character is hilarious. So yeah,
no, definitely it has a great premise. I love anything with language. Just for me, I'm a wait for the trade to see that full story arc.
That's fair.
But it's definitely something to read. Like it's a good read.
Yeah. Okay, and then next I have Ancestral Recall, and I'm very excited because the second one I want to say is in my pulls from this week, so I'm ready to like hurry up and go to the comic shop to get book 2. So this is a blackety black book, and it's set in Oakland, y'all. Y'all know that's where my LCS is. So the way that they like reference streets that I have to pass to get to my comic shop in this book just thoroughly has my heart. So we have this guy, he's our main character, and he's an artist, okay? And he's married happily. We get some really cute panels that is like just peak black love. He's an older guy. His wife is like supporting him. It seems like he has like maybe some memory impairment issues or something, because his wife is sick. So she sends him to the pharmacy to pick up her medicine because she was told she's not like supposed to rest and not leave the house. And she was like, do you need me to call you to make sure you get there? And his neighbors know to look out for him in case he gets lost. And he does kind of get lost in the beginning of this. But the concept of it is it's like a little further in the future. He comes across one of his neighbors who's like mixed she's like Puerto Rican and Filipino or something like that, whatever. They make a point to reference people's backgrounds in this book, which I love. And she's like a gabber. She's younger. She's like in her teens or something. And she sees him walking. So she's like checking on him to make sure he gets to the pharmacy. And he's like grumbling, like, I don't need any help type of thing. But she still helps him anyway. And she's like, oh, I got these pictures. Have you noticed that some people from the neighborhood have gone missing? Like, I haven't seen this person, haven't seen that person, haven't seen this person. And I took pictures of these people that were at the park, and it looked like they were moving a body. Have you seen this? It's not the cops. It's not this. It's not that. Whatever. They had like some weird initials on their suits, and he's like dismissing it, whatever, because he's trying to pick up this medicine, and he's also low key getting lost. But she helps him get the medicine. She helps walk him back home. He gets back home, sees his wife. She's talking to him about how they have to reach out to all of these people because he's clearly like a big deal in terms of art. He's like doing stuff for the community with his art. He's got like museums reaching out to him, whatever, so he can exhibit his art. Goes to sleep. He wakes up. Wife is missing. He starts freaking out, and he's like trying to go anywhere to find her. And there's these flashes where he's like going back and forth in time. And he's like still in his boxers because he just went looking for his wife as soon as he woke up and didn't find her. He comes across the neighbor homie, and she's like, I'll help you find her, but you need to find some pants. Like, there's humor to it. And then they come across these people in these suits with the initials on their suits again, right? Also, I didn't mention she has like a really cute little like robot panda as like her companion who's with her all the time, and the initials of the company that made that robot panda are on the back of these people with the suits. Anyways, they come across them. They're doing some weird stuff. Turns out they're not like actual people. They're like robots and doing some weird stuff. And in his effort to protect them, he somehow goes back in time, but that's where the Ancestral Recall, he like calls on his like Haitian Revolution ancestors to help him vanquish these robots. And then they go about
that sounds like a song of legend lost.
I am set. Okay? I am set. Give me more of this. Also, the art style is so fun. Hold on.
I like that, being able to pull from your ancestors. Like, yo, if y'all haven't read A Song of Legends Lost, please. I like that.
I love it so much. That it's been a minute since I read an issue and was like, I need the next issue now. I need the next issue yesterday.
The way you started talking about this comic, and I was like, there's a good chance this story is going to play with space and time and dreams somehow.
Yeah.
And look.
Yes, I am predictable. I have a type. I have a genre that just speaks to my soul. And dream magic and time travel magic definitely do that for me the majority of the time. So, yes. It's very peak. Yes, it's set in the Bay. That made me so happy. So like I'm hella biased at this point. Like there's no backtrack.
You have everybody excited over this one.
It's that good though. It's so good. And I can't wait to see what happens next. So like if you haven't already, run and go cop that at wherever you buy your comics at. I pre-ordered this off of Comic Hub because I seen the art style and was like, oh, that's a black book. I'm at least check out the issue 1 and see what it's hitting for. And now I'm like, and then I seen the covers. Oh my gosh, I should have pulled the images for them, but the covers for issue 2 are beautiful.
We can post it tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll do that. But the variants, I may have to do the variants. But yeah,
that sounds dope.
The book is going crazy. I'm invested. I am sat in the front row with my popcorn. So yeah, I hear what you're saying about not giving the pink Riot stamp of approval until you've read the whole book, but I want y'all to go buy this book. That's how I'm moving. That's how much I loved this issue.
I'm only gonna say that for anything that is mainstream, because we've given stamps of approvals for like other things.
Yeah.
But for like, there's only particular things I don't want to like do that with. So yeah,
like, let me not gas you up too soon. But no, that first issue.
Right. We'll give it the ancestral. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm interested. You got me. I'm gonna check that out too.
It's so good, and I'm so excited because I'm pretty sure issue 2 is in my pulls for this week, I think. If it's not, I may be thinking about either way. I'm excited for the next issue. Very good. Please go pick it up. Okay, and then the last comics that I've read this week so far was Bloodletter. Okay.
Right. How is it?
Okay, so this is another one that I'm thoroughly enjoying. Okay, and I'm mad I'm mad that this is looking like it's just going to be the 5 issues, but
yeah, that's typically what he's been doing, because Misery was the same way.
But this eats. Okay, so basically we have our main character. She was a CIA operative, okay? And she was doing some like undercover type work or whatever. And the guy, I'm a mess. I'm terrible with names, so I do this all the time. But Spawn, okay, the guy who becomes Spawn, like blew her operation up and put her in a position where she had to like go on the run, and he like shoots her love interest in the back of the head, and like gory explosion of head, brain, guts everywhere type of energy while she's right there talking to him. So kills that, kills her love interest, and then also simultaneously kills her career in an attempt to cover up some other stuff that's going on. So dude basically ruins her life, right? And she has to go on the run. She's trying to live her life or whatever. And the way that they tell this story, there's like a lot of then and now flashbacks type of situations. Which was sometimes pisses me off, but I think was well done with the series, because it flowed smoothly. So there's a couple things happening at once. Yes, Al Simmons is Spawn, and before he spawned, he does this to her. So she like, part of the story that we're seeing happening right now is she has become a like, I guess, mercenary. Are you making fun of me?
No. Bama just put Al as an asshole.
100%. 100%. And so she has like, in this world, she's like partnered with a fallen angel to help her go on these missions that she's trying to carry out. And it's kind of like unclear what her goal is, but this angel is like riding with her, okay? And then you find out, you see her go through this series of events where she's taking out all of these like sub-spawn characters, like the different versions of Spawn. Like one of them's like Hellfire, one of them's like a past version, there's like She Spawn, whatever. All of these people, she's taking out all of these people, and then you find out that she became what she is because She Spawn came across her when she was at her lowest and like trained her and molded her into the beast that she is now, and then just disappeared and left her. So now she's on this mission where she's like, I don't care what anybody's talking about, I'm gonna kill Al Simmons spawn, and everybody's like, nah, that's not a thing. He keeps coming back. You're not going to be able to do it or whatever. So you see her go through this montage where she's like attacking all these other, basically the underling spawns. And it seems like she's being successful. And then she comes across She Spawn, and She Spawn's like, you need to quit because you're not going to make it, whatever, da, 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 da. And then it's clear that She Spawn has been like partnering with these other sub spawns and told them to like fake like she got them. And she's just really trying to collect stuff from each of them so she can do like this other spell or whatever. And I don't want to give too many spoilers because there's a lot of other interplay happening. Just know that the way that they did the what's currently happening versus the flashbacks was revealing everything in a very satisfactory rhythm across these 3 issues, where I was like, oh, like that was literally me zooming through these 3 issues. It's such a good time, and I still have no idea what the hell is about to happen. So it's very peak. Also, she's like very badass. This is one of those where I was like, yeah, I'm collecting the variants of this because they all ate down. And now I'm just really glad that I did, because the story is giving everything that I needed to give. And the art style is very peak.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. You had that page ready.
I did, because look at it.
Yeah.
The way that they did those panels. It's also cool how they do the then and the now. When you first start reading it, you think that she's kind of like a piece of shit because it seems like she abandoned some people who could have needed some help. And then they go back and forth again, and you see like, oh, they set us up because she actually did come through and do what, in my opinion, would have been the right thing to do. They just didn't show it immediately. So it's like, why would you set us up to not like her and then show us that she's actually good? I love it when a story like makes you have to decide how you view this person, and then but like the story itself is an unreliable narrator. Especially graphic novels are the king of doing that, because you think you know what's happening because you're looking at it there in color, and then the way the clever reveal lets you realize like, oh, I played right into what you wanted me to. I love it when a book gets me good like that. So I can't wait to finish this series, but I'll wait to give this a Pink Riot stamp of approval, because I'm kind of pissed that it's only going to be 5 issues, and I don't see how they're going to end this satisfactorily in that short space of time. But for right now, I'm really liking this one.
Okay.
Carrie says, are we talking Jessica Priest? Is she Spawn in this one, or did I miss something? I've been out of single issues and I'm horribly behind on Spawn Mythos. Yes, it is Jessica.
Okay. Oh, we have somebody in IG, old school Rasta style. Hey, how you doing?
That's my dad. Hey, Pop.
Hey.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, okay, and yes, it's Bloodletter, the Spawn universe story.
I've been collecting those, and I collected Misery too, but like I've been worried about whether or not I need to know any of the Spawn lore, because the only thing I have currently is that movie by Michael J. White from Back in the Back.
I don't think
that's all I got.
I don't think you need to know. This was set up in a way where you don't have to know any Spawn lore to understand it, because like the people that she was fighting and that came across or whatever, they literally get named in like little boxes. So like cool. You know how they're associated to him and all of that without having to have read anything before that. So yeah, I would definitely recommend reading that one too. But like I said, I'm a little leery about what they about to do in the next 2 issues. That's going to wrap this up nicely for me, because it don't feel like there's a way to do that. Unless, yeah, I don't know. What I will say is the way issue 3 just ended, I'm like, bitch, are you about to make me take back what I said about you actually being the good person, the flip-flop is crazy, and I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so if anyone, once again, I like some bad movies, and
Wait,
Spawn is one of
for
them.
those who are listening, Carrie says, "Okay, people hate on that movie, and I kind of like it. LOL."
Yeah.
I think that's everybody's idea. Like,
Yeah. It's
is
so
it the
bad,
best
it's
movie?
good.
No, but yeah, it
It's
definitely holds its place.
it's
I
so
feel like
bad, it's
that was like
good.
the first superhero world type of movie
Mhm.
where I was just like, "Oh, this is it." Even though
And
it
the
wasn't,
CGI was
yeah, awful,
bad.
but it was solid for the
Bad.
time.
It was,
Solid for the
right?
time.
It hit. I watched it so many times as a kid.
Gary says it's nothing compared to the cartoon series, but yeah, I like it. Wait, I haven't watched
The
the
way I
cartoon
wouldn't
series.
touch the cartoon series, I was just watching that really bad movie over and over. It
That's
was a
fair.
joy.
It was a joy, period.
It was a joy. Yeah. So, what are you excited to read or get into next week? For next week.
I am still working my way through my pulls from last week. So like, yeah,
Yeah.
I put them all in order of like what I was most interested to read to like
Me
motivate
too.
myself to read them sooner. And clearly it worked because, you know, so there's something to say. I also like being a binger of shows is really
Mhm.
rearing its head in my reading of my comics because like you see like this is how I
Mm.
get like with Ancestral Recall. I'm like, I need another issue. Like this little one issue taste is not doing it for me. So that's why you see we do the first 3 then see, because I'll be
Mhm.
like, I can't do this. Waiting a whole month is
That's why
crazy.
I like that's why I like the trade paperbacks, you get that full story arc and you don't have to sit and worry or sit with some really
Worry.
messed up emotion. Yeah. Like, "Oh my god, what's gonna happen next? Who's gonna die next?"
That's true.
What are
It's
we
just
doing here?
the way that the comic book industry is. If you want to see more of this book, you can't wait for the trade. So like that's like the Unchosen, I'm like that's not going to hurt for other people buying the book. But like our books, our stories, I'll be like, let me just go ahead and cop these issues
Yeah.
cuz if I
Because
don't, we may not see it again. You know what I
oh
mean?
my goodness, like, okay, so I guess this is like a great transition to what we were gonna talk about. Like, right?
Now
No,
that we
but
have
like,
like 15 minutes before the show's supposed to be over.
right. But no, like, so I have a Google alert for comics, and for the first time ever, I noticed that they have, a list of like the top selling comics that come out. And I was like, okay, I see that list all the time in the book space. Weekly that comes out easy, but I've never really seen it in the comic book space. And the way that Smooth pissed me off.
Yeah. We
Like,
talked about this a little bit before the episode started, but I have
yeah.
seen this comic list because of other comic groups that I live in on Facebook, just because every once in a while they come up with a gem. But every time I've heard someone reference this list in terms of comics who isn't of my hue, or rather, who is of my hue, they're like, how does this make sense? Make it make sense. And I think that aligns with our conversation we were having last week
Mm.
about Wonder Woman having a 7th printing. Because it's like,
Yo,
who is making this list? Who are they basing this list off of?
let me show you this list. So apparently they've been doing this for a while now,
Yep.
right? So I'm gonna go as you can see.
Yep.
So
Been
one thing about this list is by ICV2. They do this regularly, right? But they do put the disclaimer that they're only pulling this list. You can see it up here. They're only pulling this list from like 125 stores, which is one. And then they're only pulling it through Comic Hub. And then, please understand that comic book shops use a bunch of different places, a bunch of different distributors and systems to get their stuff. Like my comic book shop does not use Comic Hub. So
Mine does.
like, yeah, but like I can understand based off of this list and based off of the stuff that my comic book shop has, this list isn't far off from what theirs would look like. But just look at that.
Yeah.
Like the top 20
Yeah.
is what? There is nothing new. Like there are no new characters on here. It's
And that's
Batman,
how it
Superman.
reads. Yeah. That's how it
And
reads when
it's
you're pre-ordering stuff too, because it's like, oh, this makes sense. Looking at how
right.
many extra variants this issue has, how many second, third reprintings, whatever. It's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. The more they do
Right.
that, the more issues people feel like they need to buy, or copies of an issue they feel like they need to buy, which makes it do well. Like
Mhm.
if you have someone collecting, I don't know, fucking Red Sonja, because that one always has hella
Yeah.
variants. If you're someone who's been rocking with Red Sonja for forever, you're gonna cop every single one of those variants. So if, say, issue 7 has like 8 variants, that's that many more copies of issue 7 that are gonna go into this database
Yeah.
of what people bought. And so it automatically puts them up higher on this list, which automatically puts them in a place to get more variants of the next issue or another reprinting of that issue. And it just feeds itself. But it's like,
Mhm.
how do you even get into a place to do that? You know what I mean? Like,
Like look at that.
yeah,
There's
it's ridiculous.
there's only what 2 image titles here. 2 image titles, 2 boom, I think. 1 or 2 boom in here, and that's it. Like this is ridiculous, and there's nothing. Maybe Psylocke had a title before, right? Or is
No,
this
this was her
the first
first.
run?
This was her
Okay,
first
so
individual
I'll
run.
give Psylocke, but like everyone else, there's no one new on here, and that's incredibly frustrating. So like again, we definitely have to pre-order. Like I think Carrie had said it earlier in the chat,
Yeah.
asking who people were going to what books you're gonna pre-order at Barnes and Noble.
Oh yeah,
Because
Jana was talking about the sale right now.
right. So
Mm-hmm.
like we need to be pre-ordering these books for Black and Brown writers,
You maybe don't have
artists.
to do it through Barnes and Noble, but for sure.
Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to. But like we have to do it somewhere,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
this is crazy to see that I knew it because you
Mm-hmm.
can see it in the bookstores, right? You can
Yeah,
see it in
yeah.
the comic book shops.
Yeah.
This is what the shelves look like, and you really have to like search for
This is why
anything
we
that
be
is.
telling y'all about pre-ordering stuff. And don't just pre-order the one issue. You can click the little box so that it just pre-orders the run. And if you need to stop it for whatever reason, you can. But all of that counts towards them. And the way that like I had the pleasure of chatting with Dr. E viewing when she was doing Photon and stuff like that, and she spoke so eloquently about like the importance of pre-orders, especially in comics, because the way that like once that initial sale time frame for the issues or for that volume has elapsed, which is like a very short period of time, those sales don't
Mhm.
even count to them.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff that like backlist stuff or like older issues, like I knew that regular bookstores did this where they like will send the stuff back to get a credit for whatever the next books they're going to get from them. It's like even worse so for comics. So like if they
Mm.
say they order, that's why pre-orders are important, because the shop has to think about their overhead and the bottom line for their money, because they're a business just like anywhere else, no matter how much they love the medium. So
Facts.
if they know, like, all right, historically this type of book has only sold this many issues, we're gonna go on the safe side and only order, you know, slightly less of that, so we know for sure that they're all gonna sell. So when you say, I'm not going to wait to go into the store to buy it, I'm going to pre-order it ahead of time, that's an already for sure purchase that they can count towards that number. And then that also says, oh, people have a like premeditated interest in this story, so let me make sure that I stock more of the next issues, because that makes it look more like it's going to be popular and more people are going to support it. But if you're not doing that and you're waiting for it to pop up in the store, they're like, oh, people aren't really interested in this, so I'm only going to order this many issues. And when you only order that many issues, you don't get the exclusive variants, so that's less of that particular issue that are going to be sold, because the collectors got to get it however they get it, if they get it. That's why you run into the stupid stuff where it's like, this is the most random variant and I can't find it. It's like, if that's the way the tide went for that particular variant, you're not going to be able to find it because not enough of it was produced or made available because people weren't buying enough of the run.
You know what? I'm interested in figuring out how library sales impact that number as well, because we know on the book side, you know, we know directly how libraries help authors, but I'm interested in seeing how it helps comic book writers and artists, because, you know, like for people
Turnover
like
time
myself.
frame that she was talking about,
No,
I
no,
don't
no,
see
but
how.
hear me out.
Mhm.
It depends on the app, because yeah, we're not talking about like Libby, because with Libby it's only the collected editions. But with
Right.
apps like
Terry was talking
Hoopla,
about Hoopla earlier, yeah.
yeah, Hoopla and Comics Plus, you can get things fairly immediately. So like I know I can get Image as soon as it hits the shelves. I can get Image on
That's good to know.
Hoopla. Yeah, yeah. So for y'all that don't know, like if you don't have the money, you still want to support, check to see if your local library has an app where you could get things immediately. I know in Massachusetts with the CW Mars library universe thing, because it's not just where I am, it's the entire state. Hoopla has Image, like where you could get that immediately. But they do, if you're not reading it within the first week or two, like they'll have like the 3 most recent. It won't be the entire, like every single issue. So like,
You got to stay up on it.
yeah, you have to stay up on it to catch them, to read them immediately. But it's the fact that they even offer that option, where a lot of others is just the trade paperback, you know. Just look into it. Just look into that.
Dang, I'm missed so much of this
Carrie
trip.
is saying, okay, hold on. Carrie said a lot because wait, am I getting the whole thing? Okay. Oh geez, why do we need the upteenth reprint of a book? The more reprints, the less special a book is. Yes, I agree wholeheartedly. I don't get, like, I get the aspect of it of getting the cover for art, but like after the 6th, 7th one, it's like still the same story inside.
The way that I can't even hold you, because this most recent Storm run, I have 11 variants of issue 1. And that was just the last time that it's
But like,
actually
how often do we get a Storm run for one?
right. But that's what
Like,
I'm saying though, like
yeah,
people have their characters like that. You know what I'm
true,
saying? Like,
true.
so I can't even
But I mean,
hate on that and say like that's not a thing, but I will say like the comparison of like who gets those umpteenth variants is kind of disheartening, not gonna lie. Rachel said, yes, I
yeah,
mostly have to wait for trades for that reason. Exactly. You know, and I understand,
yeah.
but like to, it just depends. That's why a lot of the times we go by this first 3 then see. It's like I'm gonna give it, space to rock with it to see how well it's gonna do, and if it does great, then I'll keep doing it. But if it doesn't, then it's like, yeah, I gotta draw the line. Or sometimes we might just be like, I had to make a pimp decision and choose which books were gonna get my single issue money, and wait for the trade for other things. But like for some things, it's like, oh, I just want this to do well, so I'm gonna do that regardless. Usually it makes sense to my collection, but not always. I can't even say that.
Facts.
Jerry said, okay, I'm sure she has addressed this before, but I have to hear about the sprayed edges on the bookshelf. Did she do any of them herself or just buy them? I love sprayed edges.
Oh,
I
you
wish.
gotta you gotta look at last week's episode where we were floored. I'm
The
still
way,
shocked.
Jerry, I love special editions. I love sprayed edges. And the way that the Riot fam actually came for my neck last week, trying
And
to
did.
charge me up about my collection, and they were pleasantly surprised because while I'm not a robot and I may not remember everything, I do remember what most of these things are, and it goes up.
Thoroughly impressed.
We don't and that's not even all of them. I have not I wish I was skilled enough or have well versed enough. Let me not say that, because I feel like if I
If you
devoted
put
my
your
time
mind
and
to it,
energy to it.
yeah.
Yeah, if I put my mind
Yeah.
to it, I could do it. But no. I have a lot of special edition book box subscriptions, and like, because the way that my FOMO is set up and the way that like I signed up for so much stuff when I started building my book, my personal library, is kind of ridiculous. So no, I haven't done any of these. They are special edition book boxes mostly, and some of them are like from different like UK resellers or whatever. But I'll do a thing about that on Breeze Bookish, because that's where we talk about that sort of thing. But thank you. I love special editions too.
I wish I had like sometimes I wish I had the aesthetic looking library. Like I have some things, but like
your library
they're
is
like
beautiful, first of all.
mine's is like the academic one. Like here, this is a first edition that nobody else has that I paid $40 for because it's out of print, like
I have some of those, but you're right. The majority of I'm an aesthetic girly, so, but I do have some of those type of books too, but majority is like my FOMO. And I love getting things in the mail. Like,
yeah.
period. Also, like when I first got into like Booksta and like being a book fluencer to some degree, I seen some gorgeous shelves, and the way that I had like went from I don't even have any shelves in my room. I don't even have any books in my room. The few books that I kept were like in boxes in the basement type vibes. I literally was like, no more. I'm going to take up the space and make the space full of what I love. I went and found bookshelves on Facebook Marketplace, DIY flyed them, made them colorful and aesthetic, and have just been building. Like if you look at my books the page, it went from like it was like one sad brown bookshelf with only 2 shelves worth of books that weren't even full, to now it's chaos in here. But
Yo, we got to talk about that. How like going from like the beginning of a book page to what, because I used to have the 3 shelves and all of my vinyl collection was on top.
Yeah.
And now it just like blew up incredibly. Like we got to talk about that. It is dangerous to your pockets starting one of those pages.
Especially like starting it right before the pandemic.
Yeah. I think that's what made it. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah. And then
But
we'll
I'm
do that
getting
another
rid of
episode.
yeah.
Because that's the whole thing.
I keep getting rid of books.
I need to, but I'm not. Carrie said, yeah, agreed. Storm is an exception due to the infrequency of number ones, period. Because the way that Storm getting her first run written by a Black person happened the same year that Storm celebrated her 50th anniversary is crazy.
And it was written by a Black woman. Go ahead, Angelique.
I mean, wait, no.
Yeah. Angelique did Life Death.
Yeah, the 50th anniversary issue. The run is not by her, but
no.
That celebration issue, yes.
Yes.
But what I'm saying though is the fact that it took that long to get to that, and the fact that she doesn't have how if you looked at the last 50 years of Spider-Man, run after run after run, Wolverine,
multiple run after run in a year.
Run. Batman, run after run after run. And Storm, I can count on my fingers how many runs she's had.
Yeah.
And quite a lot of them weren't her own run. It's just she's on a team and there's a series of issues that center her, but she didn't get her own book. Yeah. So when I tell you Storm is the exception of the exception, and I don't even care, I'm getting every variant.
As you should.
Keisha has seen the chaos of me doing everything that I can to make sure that I don't miss a variant. It's literally that serious.
If y'all ever watch the closing snippet of Pink Riot, it's from one of the lives where
we were a real show. Yeah.
And I was asking her how many did she pick up, and we were specifically talking about Storm. So just a little bit of, tidbits, a little bit of knowledge for y'all. Yeah. It's been shocking, but so cool. I ain't even gonna hold you. It's been really cool to watch because I do love the way you collect. I cannot collect like that, but I live vicariously through you because it's super fucking dope.
It's chaotic, and Keisha be seeing me actually stressed sometimes.
I mean, yeah.
But it's worth it, I think. I need to show y'all. Keisha has been on my ass, and this is just another time where she's proving her point, where it's you should share more of those things so people see that process, because it's ridiculous, low key.
I want to do a video, just a long format video on YouTube for Pink Riot, just going through the comic book collection. I think yours would be 2-3 videos. It's but
Keisha, you got it. We're gonna let Keisha do that. Because before Brianna can do that video, we need somebody to come Marie Kondo.
Well, yeah, you need a second person to safety. You need a ladder. We need a helmet.
I have a ladder and it's pink. It is.
Oh my goodness, Bray. If you don't do it.
It's not a rolly ladder because I have carpet in here, but it's a little pink folding step-up stool. It's very cute.
If you don't do it.
Wait, that's all right. We're gonna figure it out. Okay, Carrie said, okay, so now I need to know about the vinyl collection.
Yeah, I have quite the vinyl collection. I have I like to display them as art because I firmly believe that album covers are art. It's just the way people feel about comic book variants is the way I feel about vinyls and album covers. So yeah, I have this massive wall display on both the second floor of my house, up here, and downstairs in my living room. And then I have a bunch of vinyls. I listen to just about anything. We have this thing in my house where we kind of shut down all tech, and I play a vinyl I try to play one vinyl every night, different art style, different artists, genre, what have you.
I love that.
And so this week, I ain't gonna hold you, this week was Bruno Mars Silk Sonic. Yeah, that vinyl is dope. Fuck.
Period.
Love it. But today, because of the show, we didn't do anything. But tomorrow, I think I'm playing Stromae. And
Okay. It's giving
yeah,
good taste. It's giving good taste.
yeah.
The way that my vinyl collection is still in its infancy right now, I only have like
Um,
a mini stack worth. They all fit on my little vinyl cart.
if
And I
if
don't.
you ever come out here, I gotta take you to my spot.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it. It's in the middle of nowhere. I don't want nobody else to really know, so it will not
Where are
go
your secret
online.
spots? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's my secret spots because the way I think the most I ever spent in there was like $60 and I got like 12, 15 vinyls.
Ain't no fucking way.
I lie to you not.
Oh my gosh.
And the
The
guy
way
who
that
owns it, he used to be a DJ, and so he has so much knowledge
mm,
about just different types of genres, different, you know, just the quality of the vinyls. Like it's so like that's why I trust getting my secondhand vinyls from him because I know he took care of them. I
mm.
know like he's not gonna like give me just anything. He's gonna do everything he can to preserve them. So like every vinyl I've gotten from him has been phenomenal.
Dwayne said, I'm starting my
Yeah.
Slipknot 25 anniversary is on the way. Love that for you, Dwayne.
Yes. Okay, what's
Yes.
the one vinyl
Sinners is
everyone
on
should get?
pre-order. Oh, I seen that too. So like it's funny that the way we collect vinyl is similar to the way we each respectively collect our books also because I'm a special edition whore with my books
Mm,
and with my vinyl.
I
So
do like special edition vinyls because 'cause they're in different
mhm.
colors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That
Yeah.
dopamine boost will get me every time.
Yeah.
Every single time. Imma wait and spend a little more money so I can get that special edition because it matters. But
Yeah.
yeah, we talked about this on one episode briefly about like I'm just now starting to truly collect vinyl and it's
Mhm.
more from a place of fear than anything. So I think the added whimsy of a special
Mm.
edition kind of just ebbs that down a little bit. But this whole like the way that they really have just been like, yeah, we're banning all of the books. And now
Yeah.
we're attacking
Physical
museums.
media.
Now
Yeah.
we're doing this and now we're doing that. So it's like, yeah, let me get my favorite thing. If the grid goes down tomorrow, would I have all access to all of my favorite albums in physical media some way? And the
Mhm.
answer right now is no, but I'm working on it. I never
Mm.
well, I stopped collecting and I hate that I did that because I used to be that girl who was like at Best Buy every Tuesday, like Imma
I
get
used to be on
Imma
top
get
of
2
my music.
CDs. Yeah, I still have those CDs, but when I got into my Spotify bag and became like that playlist girl, I was like, I just can't rationalize spending for both. And now that we're on the other side of all of this foolishness and it's clear that this like streaming media, we don't own it. You don't have access to it if you don't have
That
Wi-Fi.
part.
They can
Yep.
take any of this away
Oh,
from you at any time.
they can edit it, all of it, pull it out
Ed
your library.
listen, we went
Mm.
into it in detail, but that whole thing about like Beyonce sampling Khalees on a track for her album. Khalees got the ass and started talking out the side of her neck and was like, I'm not clearing the sample. Beyonce was like, say less. I was trying to give you a little money, but since you want to be funny, I'll just completely remove the sample and change the song. If you didn't buy that first run of
On vinyl.
printings or pressings
Yeah.
of the album or the vinyl, I think this happened before they even dropped the vinyl. So if you
No.
didn't buy the CD
Mhm.
beforehand, you didn't hear it and you can't hear it. You can't find it now because her team has the might.
Yeah.
of the beehive behind
They
it.
scrubbed the
And the
internet of
money.
its
Yeah, it's
existence.
scrubbed, it's gone, you're not gonna find it. So it's
Yeah.
like the fact that somebody can do that, and then you couple that with stuff like one of the first vinyl that I had to buy was the Miseducational Lauryn Hill, because I
Yeah.
don't see
It's a
how you
classic.
could've.
How
Yeah,
not?
that no
How not?
notes. No
Yeah.
notes, no skips, like,
Period.
actually.
I named my
So,
kid after one of her songs. Yeah.
like,
Period.
what are we talking about? So,
Yeah.
but the fact that they really beat this woman down and stole her property and her art and kept it from her in such a way that she felt like she didn't have it in her to create because she knew it wouldn't belong to her. The fact that they can do something like that, and then now this whole editing stuff or whatever. So, like, I feel like she's on the other side of it now. But if she had done anything against what they were saying about like production and making new music and performing her music, they could have taken that away from us. And then it would have been like, if you didn't cop the CD when it dropped back then, you just wouldn't have the music now.
Yeah.
So she had to make a decision, like, about her music moving forward and about her legacy. And it could have all been snatched up at any moment. So that
Yeah.
fact is like, coupled with the fact that all this digital stuff now, they can just do whatever the hell they want. I'm like,
Mhm.
it makes me sad. So between my music and my movies, the like handful of favorites that I'm like, that are my comfort movies that I watch from time to time, I'm like, and then even with those, it's like you can't even get Blu-rays. You have to get the DVDs, because Blu-rays, they can sense whatever in a Blu-ray player and stop your stuff from playing. So you could have
That's
bought the physical
interesting.
Blu-ray disc,
Mhm.
and they can decide, oh, we're gonna change whatever, and then you try to put it in your Blu-ray player and they can stop you from being able to watch it.
Absolutely not. No, no, no.
It's a real
Absolutely
thing.
not. I no, no, no. I believe you. That's just I refuse. I
Mhm.
absolutely refuse. That's crazy. I find that is not interesting. I think everybody should be doing that, especially with physical media because of the world we currently live in. But like my reasons for collecting vinyls is just I love the sound of horns being played loud. Like I was
Mm.
in a marching band, you
Black
know, it's
superhero music. That's what that is.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's what horns are to
Stadium
me.
music, I love
Yeah.
hearing it and it there is a different sound to it coming from a vinyl. So
Yeah.
like one album outside of Amy Winehouse, Back to
Mm.
Black. I feel like
Oh,
everyone
that's
knows
another
that
one. No
that's an
skips.
album you absolutely have to get. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
what genre you listen
I
to,
have
just
that's
listen to it.
another one of the first ones that I bought also.
Yeah, yeah. It's the first that everybody must have in their vinyl
Yeah.
collection. So what's
Back
one
to Black and
album?
Amy low key.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
agree.
Mhm.
So what's one album that you feel everyone should have in their collection?
I already said the Miseducation of
Oh,
Lauryn
yeah,
Hills
yeah.
are hands down.
That's also a classic.
Oh, you're
Give
saying
me
that's not a classic?
No, I said that's also a classic.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
you know
I'm also very partial to, what's the name of it? And this is probably not a popular one for a lot of people, but because most people will say, like, Baduism, the first Erykah Badu.
Mhm.
But, I mean, while I did get that one too, I feel like, not Mama's Gun, the one with the white writing and the afro in the back is my favorite
I know what you're talking about.
Erykah Badu album. So that's another one to me too. What else? What else? What else? I'm trying to think, because like my when I tell you my collection is that big, it was literally me being like,
No, no,
what
no,
other
yeah.
thing? This is gonna be you take it how you like it.
Okay.
Please just charge it to my head and not my heart, because this was before he started acting an entire fool. But
Kanye.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West is the next vinyl that I have to get because I love that album so much. That's why it hurts my heart every time he's out here spazzing on Beyonce's internet, because it's like, dude, like, you know. What else? You know what else I was looking for on vinyl and cannot find, and my heart is very hurt by this?
What?
You're probably gonna judge me, but whatever. The Idlewild soundtrack.
I wouldn't judge you for that. Why would I judge you for that? It's not my taste, but Malik loves it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What else?
Ooh, Jared said NDRE Voyage to India. Yeah.
Okay, I can see that.
Mine's is Carrie says anything by The Clash and The Cure. That's my favorites. Yeah.
That's fair.
Mine is I was gonna say before Brandon Urie turned out to be just like the biggest a-hole. But that first album, shit, and the title's so long I forget it. But that used to be a big one for me. Bad by Michael Jackson. I feel like it's just fantastic. It's a classic, but like it's a fantastic one.
Yeah.
What's another one I play all the time?
I'm trying to think. I have some Kid Cudi. I had to get Selena.
I have Anita Baker.
You know, judge me if you want to, but Songs About Jane by Maroon 5.
No, I get it. I get it.
Oh my gosh.
That went platinum in many Black households.
Right? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What else? Favorite Worst Nightmare by Arctic Monkeys. Oh, people are dropping
y'all are like, right? I'm loving this.
Yeah, period. Hold on.
You know who else I love? Okay, not many people may know about. What's her name? She has a song called Notion. Hold on.
Okay.
What's it called? Tash Sultana.
Oh my God. Keisha.
Yeah.
The way that she was one of the first people that I seen perform at my very first Outside Lands, and my mind was blown.
Yeah.
Why does she play like 8 instruments?
She's amazing.
Oh my God.
She went viral. She went viral on YouTube, like playing a bunch of instruments, and then she did an NPR, like a tiny desk. Have you seen her tiny desk?
No.
It's literally just like 2 songs. It's fucking amazing. She's just like going off.
Yeah, that like as she does. The way that my mind was just blown.
Yeah.
And I love that. I felt like, dang, where have I been where I haven't heard of her before this? This was like some years ago. But I literally just was like, oh, this seems like cool. There's not a lot of people here. I can sit on the grass and watch whoever this is. And I was just sitting there with my mouth open the whole time because she just fucked shit up. I was like, wow. Yeah, she's crazy talented.
Yes, very much so. I love her.
Period. Not wait.
Yeah.
Jamiroquai. Oh my gosh. The way that I was doing his dance from that video, because I was at the mall and they had those like fuzzy hats. Oh my gosh. Yes, Aaliyah, baby girl. Yeah, I have the special edition of her hits and it's pink.
Oh.
I was like, I have to get this. I don't care. That's another one. Aaliyah. Oh my gosh. Y'all.
Nina Simone, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
period.
I'm loving this. We do need to do that Spotify playlist. I'm just letting you know, mine's gonna be everywhere. Don't look for like a theme or nothing. I like jumping from genre to genre. I like the
See,
whiplash,
that's
the
how I
musical
listen,
whiplash.
like, regularly when I'm cleaning and stuff, but I feel like if I'm sharing it with people, it has to be curated and make sense for peak enjoyment.
Nope.
I also got, To Pimp a Butterfly, and, I had
Yes.
to have some Kendrick, had to have some Cole, had to have some Schoolboy Q, had to have some Pac, like
The way I don't have, I think hip hop is the one thing from my vinyl collection that's missing.
No, The
I
Roots,
got stuff
How I
from like
Got
the 40s
Over.
and 50s.
See, again, we collect differently, but with
Yeah.
the same heart. Yeah. Dwayne said they started doing reggaeton vinyls this year, and I have a few on my list. Love that for you.
Hey, yes.
Yes, Bama. Kendrick Lamar, 100% yes. Kendrick and Cole were definitely at the top of the list. Who else did I get? Anderson .Paak. Yes.
Yeah.
Hiatus Coyote. Yes. Esperanza Spalding.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, these are things where it's like, turn my brain off and take me to a different place or a different time or a different feeling. And to me, that's peak.
That's what
Very
I'm
peak.
missing. I'm missing Arrested Development from mine. I think like if I was gonna get no, because you said take you, and I was like, take me to another place, take me to another.
Yeah. I feel that.
That's one of my favorite songs.
Period. Yeah, that's me with the like I said, The Roots, How I Got
Yeah.
Over that whole the albums that are no skips. Are you catching a theme here? Those are the ones where I'm like, yeah, get that on vinyl. You know what I mean?
No, because agree. It's hard to I mean, you can skip on a vinyl, but why put in that level of effort?
Oh, we both agreed on this long time ago. Last time we talked about vinyl, but literally any
Solange.
Solange. Yeah. And
Literally.
literally any Janelle Monáe as well.
Facts. But I
Yep.
can't find a Janelle Monáe in my budget. So
The way that the one that would be a struggle, I just happened to get at the time. So I'm okay in that regard.
And
But
I'm
I am
jealous of
trying
you,
to
and
get
that's fine.
I am trying to get the newer Pleasure one, but it's a special edition. So it's not well within the
Yeah.
budget, but it's pink. That's another thing that's clearly a problem for me. If there's
Yeah.
a special edition that is pink, that's the one I'm gonna get.
The next one
I
I'm
don't care.
getting is My Chemical Romance.
Oh, that's solid.
Yeah.
That's solid.
I have to collect the entire collection because I loved them growing up. And the
Yeah,
fact
that's
that
fair.
he writes
Actually,
comics.
yeah, that's pretty solid. That's pretty.
Yeah.
Did you see they have
When
a
he ripped
pink
his pants. Oh,
sparkly
no.
edition of it? Wait, I was talking about the comic. What you talking about?
I was like, and Gerard Way ripped his pants. He was so embarrassed, and I felt so bad. And I was like, no, he already
Oh.
has anxiety. Don't do that. Sorry.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Yeah. No. And then I don't have all of the Beyonce albums that I on vinyl that I need to get.
The way I don't have any.
I mean, I hate that for you, but you know, we all have to choose our own path, I guess. But
I've liked her sister music a little more. Even
fair.
though I love a lot of her stuff.
I'm just talking about, like I said, albums with no skips. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's definitely on that list for me on several accounts. Yeah.
We gotta talk. I guess we should do a show where we talk more about music and just movies, like, those movies that you just gotta watch. Cause a lot of mine are so corny, and I want to share my corniness with the world.
The way that we're doing movie night as one of our Weirdiversary celebrations on the 7th, and we're watching The Fifth Element because it's the worst movie I love.
It's not worse. There's nothing worse about it. It's a great
I literally
movie.
took a media class in high school, and the way that they taught us about continuity errors was watching The Fifth Element.
And that's fine. It's still a great movie. Nobody
It is
should
a great
ever
movie. It's just also a bad movie. So
I
it
refuse
can
to
be
hear it.
both.
I reject that. I
It can
reject.
be both, and clearly I don't care because that's what we're watching for the movie night. But
Yeah, no. It's a great movie. There's nothing wrong with it. Fuck continuity. No.
So, all right. So you guys heard it here first. Me and Keisha at one of our upcoming cons are gonna have to be Ruby and somebody else from Fifth
And one of
Element.
the flight attendants.
Yes.
You're gonna have to do the whole I want to be your lover. I want to be
Yes.
like,
so this has to happen.
Or what's her name? Diva.
Lilu. Or the diva. Oh my, the way that no, we're not doing that because you need to be able to walk. Okay.
Sorry.
Coben, my man. Ah, yes. Coben.
Yes, we're doing this. I'm gonna be there because, like, yeah, Fifth Element is awesome. It is awesome.
Okay, y'all. Now that we've gone almost 30 minutes past our time, kikiing. Thank you all so much for coming through and kicking it with us. We love that you participated in our shenanigans and let us go on forever talking about anything and everything and nothing. It really means the world to us. We like went through a scope of stuff today, and
and I'm over here like, dang, what did we talk about so I can write it in the podcast?
A time was had, literally. But thank you so much for tuning in. Huge thanks to all of our Patreon subscribers. We love and appreciate every single one of you. If you haven't already, check out our link tree and head over to our Patreon and subscribe because that's where we spill all of the tea first. Again, thank you to our Patreon supporters. We do have a free tier, so if you want to just get some of the deets early, but you're not trying to drop any coins, definitely sign up for that. Obviously, the higher up in the tiers you get, the more tea and more influence you have on what happens in the show and what we do next and what you learn about what we have coming down the pipeline. We thank all of our current subscribers and everyone who has donated to our con funds and things, because guess what? These comics and these cons, they ain't gonna pay for themselves. And we really appreciate y'all for supporting us nominally, because it makes a difference. And we're trying to do big things and bring you great content. If you haven't already, like, share, follow, comment, subscribe on all US platforms. If you enjoyed today's episode, scroll up or down and check out another episode. You could watch the thing or you could just let it play in the background because those streams really do benefit us. If watching us on YouTube isn't necessarily your thing because you got dishes or you driving or whatever, we're actually a podcast, guys, so you can head on over to Spotify and check us out over there. Give us a listen, give us a rating, a review, follow us because those things benefit us as well. We're trying to go across platforms and mediums, doing our big one. If you enjoyed today's episode, tell a friend to check us out and give us a follow. And if you want to see us again next time, guess where we're going to be? Right here at the same damn place at the same damn time, because we don't take no weeks off because we love y'all and we mean it. Bye.
Later. I definitely found more. All right, how many variants are there?
11.
Damn. Go ahead. No.